Are you feeling unsure how to communicate with your child about menstruation and sexual reproduction? Talking to your child about personal subjects like periods can feel uncomfortable for both of you at first, but providing them with credible information can help them understand their bodies and make good decisions for their health. So in this video, I'm trying to guide you through how to talk to your child about sexual reproduction and periods, and how to answer some common questions they might have. Here we go. Human reproduction happens when sperm from a man fertilizes or joins with an egg from a woman. The fused cells produce an embryo which develops into a baby over 9 months. The male and female reproductive systems both include organs specialized to produce gametes, that is, male and female sex cells. The female reproductive system also includes the uterus, a muscular organ that carries the developing baby until it is born. The main organs in the male reproductive system are the penis and the 2 testicles, or testes. The testicles hang outside the body, inside the scrotum. Inside the testes, millions of sperm cells are made every day. The main parts of the female reproductive system are the uterus or womb, the vagina, and 2 ovaries. The ovaries store and release eggs. If an egg is fertilized, it develops into a baby, which is carried inside the uterus for 9 months. Once it has developed, the baby leaves the body through the vagina during birth. The menstrual cycle is a process that prepares a female's body to make a baby. It has 4 stages, which last about 28 days altogether. From day 6 to 13, the uterus lining thickens in preparation for the release of an egg, which is maturing in one of the ovaries. The body is getting ready for a possible pregnancy. On day 14, the egg is released from the ovary. This is known as ovulation. It travels along the fallopian tube to the uterus. If the egg is fertilized, the uterus lining keeps thickening. Day 15 to 28, the thickened uterus lining is no longer needed if the egg is not fertilized. The egg breaks down and leaves the body through the vagina. Day 1 to 5, the uterus sheds its lining, which leaves the body as blood through the vagina. This is called menstruation or a period. Sexual reproduction happens when 2 parents mix up their genes in order to produce offspring with their own unique genetic makeups. Sexual reproduction requires each parent to produce gametes or sex cells. Male gametes are called sperm and female ones are called eggs or ova, in singular ovum. Fertilization is when a sperm successfully reaches and joins with the egg. The fused cells then start to multiply to form a cluster of cells, which develops over several weeks into an embryo. Fertilization usually happens in the fallopian tube. The sperm and egg join to make a single cell called zygote. In vitro fertilization, IVF, is a method used to help people who find it difficult to conceive. Sperm and egg cells are taken from the parents' bodies and mixed in a laboratory until fertilization occurs. In some cases, sperm may be injected into the egg. The fertilized egg is placed into the female's uterus and a pregnancy begins. After a human cell is fertilized, it can develop into a baby inside the mother's uterus. This is called gestation or pregnancy. The mother's body provides everything the baby needs to grow. When a sperm and egg cell fuse, they form a single cell called a zygote. This happens inside a part of the mother's body called a fallopian tube, which runs between an ovary where eggs are made and the uterus where the baby grows. As the zygote travels towards the uterus, it divides into 2 cells, then 4, 8 and so on. It is now called an embryo. After 4-5 days, the embryo reaches the uterus. It is now a cluster of dozens of cells and looks like a berry but has a hollow center. About 6 days after fertilization, the embryo embeds itself in the wall of the uterus. Inside it is a cluster of cells that will eventually form a body. The outer cells begin to form an organ called a placenta, which will feed the baby. By about 3 weeks after fertilization, a tiny body has formed, a mere 1 centimeter long. It has a large head, buds where limbs will grow, and a tail. Its heart is beating and pumps blood to the placenta, which absorbs food from the mother's blood. From about 9 weeks after fertilization, the baby looks human and is called the fetus. At this point, it is half the size of a mouse, but all its major body organs have formed. It can move but can't yet hear or see. It will stay in the uterus for another 6 months. After about 38 weeks, the baby is ready to be born. The entrance to the uterus widens and muscles in the wall of the uterus begin contracting or squeezing. The mother feels these contractions, so she knows she is about to give birth. The bag of fluid around the baby, that's the amniotic sac, bursts and the muscles in the uterus push the baby out, usually head first. The baby's lungs start working and it takes its first breath of air. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, do watch and subscribe. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye for now.